Hi everyone, welcome back to the Lighthouse Sessions. In today's episode, we are going to talk about one of my all-time favorite tools. I created it and I call it the heaven or hell exercise. Now, to be clear up front, this exercise is meant to give us clarity. It is not about judging things. So, yes, it sounds like I'm judging, saying this is heaven, this is hell. But think about heaven as the things that lift us up and give us energy, hell as the things that pull us down and drain our energy. So that's the context. And basically, the whole point of the heaven or hell exercise, this is something I do with all of my clients early on, just to make sure we're on the same page. And really, truly think about the left side as the strategic things that we need to do to move our business forward. And the left-hand side is the tactical things we as the founders need to give up. Now, the reason I built this is when I work with people, the worst thing I can do is give a busy person something else to do. So the goal of this exercise is on the right-hand side, we want to eliminate, automate, or delegate to reclaim at least 10 hours a week of time. Believe me, it's possible if you are open to it. Full disclosure, most of you, if we save you time somewhere, you'll find somewhere else to fill it. So what we do is we intentionally eliminate 10 hours from your calendar every week, and we try to fill it with more strategic things. So let me explain. If we look at heaven first, these are the things that light you up as a founder. And by the way, you can apply this exercise to your team or to your business. Start with your calendar first, yourself. I promise, I've seen this over and over. When people do it on themselves, they then want to share it with the rest of their team. First, do it on yourself. So I will introduce relative value. And this is, again, not judgmental, it's directional. And it's not exact, it's directional. So the top left corner, in my experience, every founder has something they love doing, but they're not doing it because they're too busy. And so I consider this the $10,000 an hour, highly strategic stuff that moves your business forward by leaps and bounds. This is things like creating strategic partnerships, developing new products or services, big strategic things that are very, very important, but they're not urgent, so we never do them. And I call these $10,000 an hour. For the right person, this can be 10 million an hour. It's about that time where we protect. And so one of the things I do with my clients is we block off 1 to 5 hours a week that are purely high strategic value. And it might not feel like it, but high strategic value today will yield multitudes of benefits going forward. So think about the things that you should do, could do, want to do. This is the things you really want to do, and you know they'll have a big impact. We tend to put these off because nobody's screaming for it. There's no deadlines, no urgency. It's important, but not urgent. Now, the bottom column on the left, these are things that we're probably doing now, but we'd like to do more of, or we probably should do more of. They're still strategic, but I drop this to the $1,000 an hour because they're less important than the ones above it. So examples of $1,000 per hour might be following up with a client or getting a new client. It might be getting a new product across the finish line. Almost always creating standard operating procedures or systems so that we can delegate. The whole point of the heaven side is it gives us energy and it gives us time back. So these are things, and for what it's worth, we might start something at a $10,000 an hour. Once we've got it to a certain point, it might drop to 1,000, and this is where we want to delegate what we can. If you're paying somebody $50, $100 an hour, getting them to do $1,000 an hour tasks is leverage. So again, this is about relative value, relative energy levels. Now, on the right-hand side, I start at the top. The top is the things we're currently doing, but to be blunt, if we stopped, nobody'd notice. I have seen this over and over and over. People are busy being busy, and they own busy like it's a badge of honor. This might be meetings that could have been an email. It might be activities that anybody should, in the right mind, wouldn't want to do. Literally, these are the lowest form of tactical activities. They don't matter. So these are, sometimes they feel urgent, sometimes they're not urgent, but we do them, doom scrolling on social media, for example. They add zero value to our life. And I've assigned this as a relative $10 an hour value because, to be really blunt, even outsourcing it or offloading it, waste of time. These are the things that don't matter. Rearranging shelves, doing things that don't generate revenue, things that don't move the company forward. So this category is the lowest level. It's not even worth delegating. You either want to eliminate it or automate it. So if something is $10 an hour sort of value, you should either eliminate it or find ways to automate it, whether with technology or with systems or set it and forget it, whatever it is. Now, the most interesting area for me, this is where I find a lot of time from people, is in the bottom right. And these are the things we're currently doing but could or should delegate. I've assigned a relative value of $100 an hour here because the right things, if we delegate them to the right people in the right way, they still add some value to the business, but they're not mission critical. So in this bottom right, I start with eliminate, because even at $100 an hour, if we can eliminate things, time saved is precious. So first thing, what can we eliminate? Second thing is, what could we automate? This is where people are using AI, systems and processes. This is where software shines, is the low value repetitive tasks that we may want to find ways to automate. And only once you've eliminated and automated all that you can, then you delegate. And just to be clear, if something is a $100 an hour task and it's on your plate and it drives you nuts, create a system or a process so that you can eliminate, automate, or delegate, and you permanently save that time. So one thing I want to share, and the reason I created Heaven or Hell, is people genuinely believe the lie they tell themselves: I'm too busy. So here's the secret. If you're too busy and you believe it, you're right. But if you look at busy as a symptom and you say, right now I'm too busy, how could I not be? The first thing is looking at the hell things, the things you hate, the things you dread, the things you procrastinate on. Get rid of them. And again, I'm not saying don't do them unless it makes sense to not do them, but I guarantee most things, there's a path where we can eliminate, automate, or delegate. And you will hear me say that a lot because that order matters. If we can eliminate something, we don't have to figure out how to automate or delegate it. If we can automate it, we don't need to delegate it. And if we delegate it, we don't need to do it. So this is the Heaven or Hell exercise. It's deceptively simple, but the idea is really, really simple. If you come to me and you say, Jeff, I'm too busy, I'm going to help you identify 10 hours a week or more that we should eliminate, automate, delegate. And then I'm going to ask you on the Heaven side, what are we adding to fill that space? So my math is really simple. I will help you on the Hell side. We want to eliminate, automate, or delegate at least 10 hours a week. And on the Heaven side, I want to add at least 1 hour a week that is at the $10,000 an hour high strategic level. And I want to add at least 5 hours a week that are at the $1,000 an hour strategic level. So by my math, and this is on purpose, you are giving up 10 hours of things that you hate, and you're taking on 6 hours of heaven that moves you forward. And basically, people say, well, Jeff, that's 4 hours I could do something else in. Yes, get a hobby, go spend time with your family, do anything but work. One of the things we tend to put our nose to the grindstone, we work harder and harder. The secret is the more you slow down, the more you deliberately and intentionally shape your calendar, the more progress you make and the more free time you have. So the reward for doing heaven or hell is net 4 hours spent doing anything but work. Now, if you're truly a workaholic and there's no helping you, fine. But then I would say make sure you're giving up low-level crap work to do the high-level stuff that you know you should be doing and you know will benefit your business. So that's the heaven or hell. I hope you found that useful. I love hearing stories of people who identify things that they can eliminate, automate, delegate. And I really love it when people add the things they love to their business. So thank you for joining us. See you next time.